All right. We got anybody in here yet? Good night. Oh, Big Easy's here. All right. Thanks for joining me, Big Easy. I know you're like 11 o'clock over there? Awesome. See if anybody else jumps in here. How's the stream so far? Is it stream okay? It's a brand new computer. I don't know if it's working better than the other one anyway. Okay, awesome. Sweet. So let's close this. Cool. All right. Well, I'll wait another minute or so, and then we'll get started unboxing. So how's it going over there? Oh, good. You know what? I have my fancy podcaster microphone right here. So that's my weapon of choice for audio. You got your coffee. I've got my my coffee, my Star Wars mug. And then Mountain Dew on top of it. Cheers. That's right. Wait another little bit. I think Yeti said he was going to be joining, so we'll give another minute or so. How you doing, Big Easy? Oh, look who it is. Joe Motion Videos joining the party. What's up, Joe Motion? Good to see you. Sorry, I promise I'll stop stirring this and then it will stop making that. Yeah, I remember. It's 8 o'clock here and I feel old, so can only imagine. Is it your birthday or something today? Is that why you're feeling old, Big Easy? Is it your birthday? Or just because you're staying up? Oh, okay. All right. I feel old when I stay up past like 9 o'clock, but that's every day because that's usually when I get any of my Joe stuff done is that between like 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Yep. All right, I'm done with the tea, so I won't be making that clanging sound anymore. All right, so I guess we'll get started here. The first announcement is I don't know how many of you guys like pop figures, but Chubby Pop Chaser, who's a friend of mine. Thanks. Yeah, it's the good guy, bad guy wall. I have a detail from IKEA, but it's a complete mess right now, so I'm not going to show you guys. And then my wife said we needed art, so I said, "Good call." And that's my first contribution to the art that we have in our house. I told her I'd be happy to add to that. She's a good sport, so it went over well. Thank you. Yeah. So, all right. So as far as Chubby Pop Chaser, I know do I look at the chat or do I look at the camera? I'll look at the camera now. As far as the Chubby Pop Chaser and I, we've been friends for a long time. He has his channel, which is the Chubby Pop Chaser, and he gets all kinds of Funko figures and stuff like that. So he's wanted to do like a joint giveaway on his channel. He's right near the 650 mark. I actually don't know exactly how many, but I think it was close to 600, 650. So he wants to do a joint giveaway with my channel and his channel. So you have to be subscribed to both channels. then you get entered to win. And he's got Sergeant Slaughter, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, and Destro Funko figures that he'll be giving away. The details specifically are going to be tomorrow on his channel, which again is the Chubby Pop Chaser. It's a good channel. I know I'm plugging his channel, but it is a good channel. He's pretty funny. He's entertaining. He's always been a really good guy. So if that's even remotely something that you're interested in, go ahead, check it out tomorrow. He has all the specific details, and we'll be able to, I guess, kind of break down exactly how it's going to work. But yeah, so that's that for the Funko Pop figures, if you're into that. The other thing I want to say, and actually, Joe Motion, you're here, so that's cool too, is I just want to give a shout out to you. I know it's been a rough week for you. We know how much your father meant to you, and just the way you talk about him. He was a real American hero. We are always feel a lot of gratitude toward what he's done and given for his country, so that we can have our freedoms to collect action figures that represent what he was. I was born in Canada. I moved here. I love this country. This is my home. So I always feel a lot of gratitude and appreciation for those who've served and everything they've given. And like we were saying the other day, he was a Green Beret. They take 100 of the best, and out of those best, they take only 3. And those are the ones that become Green Berets. So his legacy of excellence, that's going to live on forever. And, we salute him, and we give you a shout out. Over this past few months, we've, had a chance to get to know you, and you've become, I'm speaking for myself, but these are probably words that would, could be uttered by anybody else in the group. You've become, a close friend with us, somebody that we share a hobby with, and we always look forward to talking to you. So, we're with you during this, and just want to let you know that, we're thinking about you, buddy. All right. So, yeah, I'm not trying to be too much. I just, like I said, I appreciate, we appreciate you. We appreciate what your father's given. And obviously that's where some of this love for Joe's came from. You had a real life one as your dad. One of the reasons I liked Falcon so much is that he's a Green Beret. Rambo was a Green Beret. They're just portrayed as these guys who total badasses, but they had all sorts of other skills too, right? They have to be a medic, and they have to be able to, work with local, if they're in some places that are underdeveloped, local tribes or local governments to fight off insurgents. So they have to have political skills, they have to have medical skills, and then they have to be all around badass troopers. So yeah, Green Berets absolutely rock. So with that being said, I did get a new toy today. 50th anniversary. It's called the Eagle's Edge, and it has Destro, it has Hawk, and it has Leatherneck. Now this is the second or third Leatherneck that they've had in the modern series, and it is the best by far. The original ones is just they're just not, they're pretty interchangeable, right? So if you had Cutter and you had Gung Ho and you had Leatherneck, it's the same figure, you just change the paint on it. And that's really not acceptable, because those characters are all very distinguishing characters. They have their own personalities, and I didn't like the fact that they just were same head, almost not the same body, but just exact same head. And I sold my Gung Ho 25th, and then luckily I came up with, let me see if I can slide aside. Where are you at, Gung Ho? How can I miss you with your, it's got to be, there we go, right behind me. So then they released this one. This is a much better representation of Gung Ho, right? This is Gung Ho. You see this one, this is absolutely Gung Ho. That's what I like with the vintage ones, is that yes, I know they reused a lot of the heads and sculpts and stuff, but they still had their own personalities. And I think that's lost on some of the modern ones, where they just kind of use parts too much. So yeah, 50th anniversary, which to me was pretty much hit and miss. Some of the 50th anniversaries were just absolutely amazing. And then some of them had horrible quality check. The paint was terrible. The joints were loose, wobbly. That's one thing I'm going to be checking for on the Destro figure, is that there is this possibility that the plastic might be a little soft. So when you stand it up, it can bend a little too easily, and I hope that's not the case. So that's what I'll be getting to in, I guess, when we open this up. But before I do, anybody got any questions or anything? Are we all ready to start opening some toys? Good. All right, so we're going to take a brief second to move my stuff over, because my unboxing station is over there, not here. All right, let's get on it. You come with me. Oh, look at that. Look like this mess under here, right? Oh, they got part of the detolf in there. Just vehicles and stuff. Whenever I start like trying to do another dio, always becomes a mess. All right. Moving the equipment over. Sorry about any type of seasickness that you are experiencing now. All right. It's a new computer too, so again, if I'm having some bad tech issues, let me know. But so far, should be good. All right. Yeah, my wife is a trooper. I don't know that she necessarily shares the same viewpoint of it looking like heaven, but she doesn't give me any trouble. She's very supportive, so I am pretty lucky. All right, so there is the packaging. Let's get that going. Okay, so there's the packaging. Just making sure I'm not tangled up in any cords or anything. I don't want to put a sudden end to this. So yeah, the 50th anniversary. I like the big windows on them. You can see all the accessories. Can you guys see that? Everything okay on there? I feel like it got darker in here. Okay, you guys can see. All right. Yeah, so the packaging is pretty cool on these. And each one is supposed to have some sort of a, story along with them. Like the file cards represent some scenario that these particular figures are packaged together. So that one, hopefully we'll see it on the back of the file cards when we get to them. So I'm going to cut this open. Let's see if I can just do it on camera here for you. There we go. I think it's just this one piece of tape. Stare at the backdrop for a second. Okay, so here we go. Here's without the reflective glare of the window packaging. All right, so yeah, that new toy smell. So I really wanted the Destro in here. I like Destro figures, but what I really wanted was this one that was going to be kind of, bigger than the other ones. You can see from the back, he kind of towers over him. Because, let's face it, Destro is just he's a larger-than-life character. I'll stand them up side by side in a second so you can see them. But, I really wanted, that was the main reason. I thought about just buying the Leatherneck loose on eBay, but I really wanted the Destro. And then I already have that Hawk, and I have a buddy who's already got dibs on that Hawk, so I'll be mailing that out to him on Monday. But, all right, so... yeah, you're right. He should be bigger. Yeah, Destro should always be just a towering, imposing figure. So that was when I started seeing this one. I was like, oh man, I got to get that one. All right, so we've been talking about Destro so much. Let's start with him. So let me pull him out. You're right. You can never go wrong with Destro. He's got quite a bit of gear here. All right, off to the side we go. And pull this out of here. And of course, these all come with file cards, and file cards are on the back of the packaging. So you got to cut them out of the box, which is a little old school, but that's cool. There you go. You can see that. A little blurry. focus. You got a brand new processor in there. You'll focus. All right, I'll get back to that. So right off the bat, unfortunately, this Destro does have the knees that are not as sturdy. See if I can show you that. So right there, you can see there's like just a wobble. That's a huge bummer, but I knew going into it that was a possibility. And that's what I mean by the 50th anniversary, is you get this sometimes. The Flint from the Danger at the Docks set, same exact problem. They just bend too much. Now, I could probably find another knee joint and fix this from a different figure. But you just kind of hope to not have to do that in the first place. All right, let's go ahead and get a look at that face so I can get a close-up. I don't know if it's blurry or not. Stand him here. Does he stand? Or you know what? A good orthopedic surgeon might actually help. Send Destro to a good ortho. There's a lot of them over here in the valley. Yeah, that sculpt. Really, really like that head sculpt. They didn't just do like a circle. And you could see the size difference here. All right. And that first one, this is the Destro. Also a good figure. That's from the Mastivice box set in the early, I want to say 2007, 2008. They started releasing those DVD battle sets. And the first one was Mastivice. And it came with a part of the Mastivice and the Weather Dominator and a few figures. And this is the Destro. If you're looking for this one, that's where he comes from. Yeah. It's you know what it is? This is 3 3/4 and this is 4. And I like that I made him bigger. I want him to tower over the other figures. There you go. And then this one was from, I want to say, the Ultimate Battle Pack from Target, the Target exclusive. So it's funny, I like all 3 of these, but this is the one I definitely wanted. Let's push these guys aside for a second. All right, so I'm going to try and give you guys a bit closer to look, see if I can get something that's resembles a close-up here. On my side, it's a little blurry. There we go. So yeah, check out that sculpt. The face, they've carved in the eye carvings and everything. The forehead, the lines. He is angled nicely. Yeah, he does look pissed. Cobra Commander's screwed up one of his plans once again. And Destro's pissed. He looks good probably with... see if I have any on hand here. A couple IGs here. If I can get them to stand up. These are tough because they got the guns on them, so should probably just stop messing around with these things and get back to Destro. But you guys like the Iron Grenadiers? I do. Yeah, I definitely do. All right, Destro. Yeah, I've got like 7 of them, so they do display nicely in a group. But here he is. Now, as far as the sculpting goes, everything on here you can see is basically the same as the prior versions, except he has that, looks like some kind of a technical device. Looks like an old school iPod that's painted on. It's not painted on the prior version here, but it is painted on that other one. As far as articulation goes, he's got what you expect and what you hope for from these things. The big one is the head movement because of this, this collar here. You're only going that far that way, only going that far that way. And up and down is not a thing. You know what? It is it's the garage door opener. Good call, Joe Motion. So there he is. The chest, they've got he's ripped. You can see the muscles painted on him there. His medallion. Yeah, but this is a bummer for me, this leg part. So I'm going to be doing my part to try and swap that out with a replacement. All right. Now let's take a look at what do you come with accessory-wise. Can't find my little accessory table thingy. All right, so I'm just gonna put this here. It's a piece of foam board. So he's got a rifle here, scope. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure what that is at first glance. Extra magazine cartridge, clip. But it looks like he's trying to snipe something, and he's got this trusty case, and that fits the accessories. So that is what Destro is packaged with. Also a figure stand, and of course file card. And that is what we have with Destro. 50th anniversary Destro. Not really a review, just kind of opening up and showing you what's there. So now that I've got 9 Destros in here, let me move them out of the way, and let's go with Hawk next. Yeah. I know it seems quiet here now, but like just before this live feed started, I had kids running around and yelling and screaming, and it was pretty chaotic. So surprisingly, as soon as it struck like 8:02, place went silent. All right, General Hawk, Clayton Abernathy. Let's see, removable helmet. I know it's removable because I have one already, and he's not wearing a helmet. There we go. Okay, so we got General Hawk. $17, huh? Wow. My oldest turns 15 on the 30th, a few days. And then on the 23rd, my oldest boy, he turned 11. And then my youngest girl is 6, and my youngest son is 13 months. So I've got it spaced out. Perpetually don't want to sleep. You know what's funny? My youngest daughter, she's probably the most into G.I. Joe. No, not probably. She is the most into G.I. Joe out of all of them, even more than the 11-year-old boy. My youngest daughter, she's Jinx for Halloween. She ordered 12 and 6. Yeah. Nice. Those are good ages. 12 and 6 are good ages. You know, you're able to sleep through the night. They're interactive. They still think you're pretty cool. It's funny, once they hit 13, that's when it kind of starts to, they have their own opinions and stuff that often conflict with yours. I'm sure Joe Motion can attest to that. I'm trying to get a little bit clearer shot of Hawk. So this is the same, it's painted differently, but it's the same head sculpt that was used in the 25th anniversary Hawk. Come here, Hawk. And then you're 12. Is that a boy or a girl you got at 12 years old there, Big Easy? It's a girl, 12-year-old girl. All right, God bless, man. God bless. My 14 going on 15. I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky. She gives her mother far worse time than she gives me. So I'm trying to get a better shot of Hawk here. There we go. There's Hawk. I hope it'll zoom for you. But like I said, 25th anniversary head. It comes with this very cool briefcase. Now it's got like a little laptop or tablet in there. And it folds right down. Boom. You can close her up. But you need to make sure you have the pegs lined in properly, or you will stress, just like that. You'll stress mark that out. And it will one day kind of just snap off. Put you over side here. And he comes with what looks like an assault rifle. Yeah, probably an assault rifle. And then here we've got a little submachine. Can't tell. Yeah. Oh, I know. This stuff would be awesome in the 80s. Helmet, goggles. The goggles clip right, or not clip, but they fit right onto the helmet there. So this is a Hawk that is ready. There, we got some clarity to the picture. So this is a Hawk that's ready for battle on the battlefield. This was the same Hawk, for those of you curious, that came from the Pursuit of Cobra line. Same accessories, same everything, same figure. Looks like we got a backpack that he was wearing. There you go. Backpack. Just a simple backpack. It looks, canteen, pouches, all that good stuff. And then he's got this vest, which is pretty common in the modern line. It's used on a lot of people. And there you see some of the paint apps and the sculpting on him. It's a nice looking figure. Again, he's not meant for the war room. Looks like he's taking people into battle. In the Pursuit of Cobra line, they said this is the City Strike Hawk, which meant that he is intended to lead, Beachhead and Quick Kick in the city, because the Pursuit of Cobra line, they all had little backstories for each figure. To find this Cobra warehouse where they're storing all kinds of arms and stuff. So that is the Hawk figure. Oh, now see, there's a pistol here. It's fixed. That's not coming out. Again, mobility. He's got all the joints. Double joint here, double joint there. No wrist hinge, so that does hamper it. I know you guys who've watched it have known that I don't really like when you don't have the wrist hinge here. It's just tougher to pose them. Head, a little bit up and down, and then looks like he can go all the way around. There you go. You got a little exorcist action if you need it. All right, there is Hawk. City Strike Alley Vipers. Yes. Got the Alley Vipers. Who else is in that one? Yeah, that's where they had the Cobra Fury, the tank. That whole Pursuit of Cobra line. Oh, man, I love that. I absolutely love that line. Some of the best figures from the modern era. Low light. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, too. So, my computer gave out on me, which is why Low Light's review has not been put up yet. I'm still doing it, but I have to reshoot the whole thing. And I'm going to try and get 2 more done. So if I have time, I'm going to get 3 reviews done over the next 7 days or so to wrap up Night Ops Month. Night Ops Month has been awesome. This has been my best month on YouTube. I'm going on 7 months now, but it's been the best month as far as like interactions and I feel like just the videos too. I'm kind of catching on to like what my thing is going to be. So, I want to thank you guys because you guys have been a huge part of that. But I wanted to finish Night Ops Month strong, so that's what we're going to be doing is Low Light, and then 2 more. I'll obviously announce them as it comes. Oh, I missed it in the package. Thanks, I appreciate that. So there is a pistol here. I totally missed that. Pistol and a walkie-talkie. Boom. All right, let's get that jar head out of there. Yeah, Night Ops Month has been fun for me. I was kind of bummed that my computer gave out, but also, like, video rendering was taking 8-9 hours to do, and that's just absurd. And sometimes I'd make a mistake and then realize it's going to take like another 10 hours to redo the video. And yeah, so unfortunately I had to let some things go that I otherwise would not have wanted to let go on the video. But, it is what it is. So, all right, so let's get Leatherneck in there. Oh, Byron. Night Ops, that's how his daughter came about. Yeah, Night Ops. That's why everybody loves Night Ops. That's a different Night Ops month. Maybe I'll revisit that at some point if I start a different channel. All right, so there is Leatherneck. He is a big figure. He is definitely a very large figure. Let's do a little size comparison here. All right, let me just grab 25th anniversary ripcord. Come on, Rip. Don't make me use Marlon Wayans. I'll do it if you don't cooperate. I will absolutely put Marlon Wayans up here. There you go. All right, so sorry about that, guys. All right, so yeah, there you go. There is your size difference between the two. And some people worry about it being like you're starting to break the scale of the figures by having them this size. Well, I mean, in life, some people are taller than others. And I don't mind if your giant machine gunner or your big, huge Marine is taller than others, because in real life, some people have this type of a height difference. I mean, you look at Joe Motion, he's what, 6'6"? And then you got, I don't know, somebody smaller to compare him to, but you got Ripcord here, who's maybe 5'8", 5'9", still decent height. So yeah, that's the main thing that stands out. So the body sculpt, all right, there you go, 6'6". So, which is a bummer. I'm used to being the tallest person around at 6'2". Usually you're taller than most people, but when Joe Motion and I are gonna get together to do some stuff for the channels, I will be shorter, and that will not be very comfortable to me, but I'm just gonna have to get over it. Yeah, so there you go. It is the same body that was used for Retaliation Roadblock. And in some of the convention series, Repeater has this exact same body, probably down to the face sculpt, except there's a mustache on this one. But you know what? Now I'm actually kind of curious here. Let's just go ahead and put Repeater right next to Leatherneck. Okay, so different vest. The face actually looks different. That's a different face. Well, that's cool. Oh, good. I'm glad they didn't mail that one in. But same size. You can see the pants. Forearms, they have like these super veiny, muscly forearms. So, they both work out heavily. Sorry, Ripcord. But this is what people worry about, right? You see that it's out of scale. It looks a little bit out of scale. You got this guy, and then all of a sudden, if everybody else is this size, then he looks like he's out of place. Some people have thought that maybe, Hasbro was doing this because this was the 50th anniversary, and if they were going to start trying to move the figures into a 4-inch scale, who knows? We don't know if we're even going to get any more toys. They did announce the Snake Eyes movie is official now, so hopefully that means they're going to give us new toys and not change the scale and change the figures altogether. I might lose my mind if they do that, but don't really have any control over that. All right, so let's move Ripcord and Repeater out of the way, and let's look at the goodies that come with Leatherneck. All right, so let me move them closer. Now, another thing about the 50th anniversary is the paint. That's one of the big complaints. And you can see right here on the forum as I try to get a bit more clearer of a picture for you. So I just maybe brush that over. Yeah, no, Mezco, they're putting fire on those rumors about a 6-inch line, which is supposed to be just kind of like not a full, like it's not the toy line itself. But it sounds like they want to make their own specialties. People lease out toy lines all over the place, kind of like how G.I. Joe leased out the line for Hot Toys to make those 12-inch figures. From what I was understanding, that's kind of the same deal with Mezco. It's not going to interrupt the primary toy line, but they should give us some pretty sweet 6-inch figures. All right, so I'll get back to that. Now, the leg, again, you can see right here. Same thing. Now, I can probably fix this with some heat and just poking that pin through. But this is the quality problem that 50th anniversary really, really suffers from, is having this type of thing that gets through the quality checks. So that I'll have to fix. And, I don't mind whatever, but, maybe if I didn't have the ability to fix these things, that'd be kind of a bummer if, I bought this for my kids back when it came out and then they try to play with them and the things are falling apart. That would really not make them love G.I. Joe the way we did when we were kids. So I'm pretty bummed that this got through like this, but hey, it is what it is, and hopefully going forward that's not going to be the way it is. Yeah, it is a bummer. And like I said, let's just hope when the Snake Eyes movie comes out, we get this style of figure. Excuse me, and they do a better job. All right, assault rifle. There you go. You can see him a bit better now. Yeah, I love that figure though. Look at that face. That is Leatherneck. You know what I like the best too is when the figures look like the vintage ones. When they really capture the way the vintage figures look. To me, that's awesome. I really like that. And I remember him coming with this gun too. So there we go with Leatherneck. He's got a gigantic pistol here. So let the lady say anyway. There you go. Giant machine gun belt. Now I have somehow had this made this thing fall apart, but this is, here we go. Why don't they make them the same way they used to, like with the O-rings? Is that what you're referring to? If that's what you're referring to, I'll let you know my opinion. I don't know if I'm right or not, but if you're saying why don't they just put a little more? Okay, yeah. So my opinion on that is that they've deemed that kids don't play with toys anymore, and that they knew they were going to be selling these figures to adults. And to justify having to pay $10, $15, $20 for it, they figured they'd have to fancy them up a little bit. So what they did is they took away from some of the sturdiness, because those other figures, right? You could beat the crap out of them and they last. You replace the O-ring, tighten the joints, they're as good as new. But yeah, they didn't have the same details and look, and they figured they were going to be selling these they were very tough. They were completely durable. They couldn't stand up to my nephew, but they're very durable. So they figured they were going to be selling these 30-year-olds, not 10-year-olds. So they tried to, gear them like you would for, what a 30-year-old would want to spend their money on. So that's just my take on why they did that this way. Is that they were planning on selling to us who grew up with them instead of the new batch of kids, because they only had the Renegades cartoon out there. So Hasbro has always figured that you need something to push the toy, and that's why they've always pushed the My Little Pony stuff, is to reinforce to kids, hey, buy this toy, buy this toy. And if you look at the Retaliation line, they were pretty sneaky. They were very sneaky. They purposely put figures out there that looked like other properties to try and trick kids into buying them. I know it sounds sneaky, but let's take a look at the Retaliation Trooper, right? So it doesn't take more than 30 seconds of looking at this thing and being even remotely familiar with video games to know that they purposely made a figure that looked like a Halo Trooper, right? From the Halo video game. That was intentional. That was absolutely intentional. They did this because Halo was really big at this time, and the Halo figures were really big, and they knew that they were going to get some extra money off kids looking for Halo figures and maybe wouldn't be able to tell in that instant. So they purposely did that. It is dirty, and they did that with Alien versus Predator for the same exact thing. When Alien versus Predator came out, all that stuff in 2011 or so. Give me just a second here. It's very, very sneaky. So you want to sell Alien versus Predator stuff, but you don't have the license for Alien versus Predator? All right, well, here's your Predator, right? Here's your Predator, and here's your Alien. Throw Firefly in a sweet mask. Come on. This is Alien right here. And here's Predator. And you cannot even try to convince me that they did not do that on purpose. They absolutely did that on purpose. But that just shows their lack of confidence in the toy line. To me, it shows that they don't think G.I. Joe can sell as G.I. Joe, so they have to try and make it look like other toys. So if you look when these figures were released and what else was popular in pop culture at that time, you'll find, going back to when Law came out, the TV show Cops was super popular. That may be a coincidence, but they have a track record of trying to imitate whatever's popular in pop culture and then throwing a G.I. Joe out there who kind of represents that. Good old Hasbro. All right, so I'll finish off with Leatherneck here. And then he's got this gigantic, huge machine gun, which, is like 3 or 4 pieces, but it looks really cool. It's got a peg here if you wanted to peg it into a vehicle that's got a slot for it. And then he can either grab the back of it here. Yeah, he will be able to hold. It comes off easily, though. Or he can just, grab it from one end here and from there and then be on his way. But it's a good figure. It really is. Even with the quality issues, which are correctable, it is a good figure. Yeah, I'll just replace that pin. And then if the paint is, because the paint's kind of spotty there, I don't know if you can see it there, but there you go. On this side, yeah, it's pretty spotty. Luckily, I've got paint from Citadel Paints, the company that does all the Warhammer stuff, and their paint colors match toy paint colors very, very well. Because my concern when painting any type of flesh tone is, will it match? And with Citadel Paints, they do tend to match very, very closely, especially if you collect any of the WWE Mattel Elite figures. Like, it's spot on some of those. So anyway, so that is Leatherneck. Oh, and he also comes with this knife, which fits into the pocket here. I'm trying to do it so you don't have my hand in your face. There you go. Well, we got our giant Marine. All right, so that is the unboxing of those figures. Yeah, I guess I'll see if you guys have any questions right now. I appreciate you all for joining me. It was fun chatting with you. I'm glad that this time I didn't have any tech issues. Yeah, no, it's cool. I'll be happy to add these guys to the shelf. Yeah, the paint that I use for the colors that are not, very usual is Citadel. Citadel is great for colors that look good on paint apps. Now, as far as like with the Duke here that I'm working on, this is kind of a custom Duke that I'm doing because I just wanted something that was more of a definitive Duke. For the pants, I use testers. It's like that model paint, and I only use enamel. You only use acrylic. I don't use enamel. Enamel doesn't really go on very well on this type of stuff, and it takes forever to dry. So I use testers acrylic. They have a lot of military ones. So this is just all olive drab. Now the top, and you can see it's a little less. It took a little less than the pants did. This is from Citadel Paints. So the color's good, but it definitely needs to be touched up. But those are pretty much the only two I'll use for figures, are Citadel and testers. If I'm doing backdrops or whatever, then I'll use, whatever. That's not really a big deal. But if I'm going to paint something, I want it to look like it was done, intentionally, like it came from the factory that way. Oh, and then his belt and boots are also testers paint. And that's another thing, too, about the testers one. It doesn't really wash off. So you can run him underwater, and eventually, sure, his shirt will come off, but the pants will not. That sounds dirtier than I meant it. So, all right, guys, you got anything else for me? I know we're getting probably pretty late on the East Coast over there. So, okay, as far as the Mezco line, I don't have a whole lot. I don't know if you follow the Full Force podcast, either on YouTube or on, I think they have their own podcast as well. But I think they have a little bit more information on it. There's supposed to be a higher end 6-inch line, so you probably can expect, I would say, probably at least $30 as far as the pricing for Mezco. Now, I'm not an expert on Mezco, so I could be off, but I'm just kind of going off of your upscale 6-inch line, which you might be expecting. But that really depends on what they do with it. I would check with Full Force Podcast. On Twitter, I believe Chris McLeod is Diagnostic80, and he might have a bit more information on that. So even though I don't have the info, I would probably check with him. Thanks, Joe Motion. This has been fun. It's been cool getting to hang out with you guys on a Saturday night and open toys. Yeah, no, if that's it for now, then I appreciate it. Just reminding you that Chubby Pop Chaser has that contest. You have to be subscribed to both our channels. I'm pretty sure you guys are already on mine anyway, but you want to probably subscribe to Chubby Pop Chaser, and then he'll be doing the drawing for, I think he said there's 4 Funko figures. And then tomorrow he's telling me he will be posting the specific details. So, yeah, if that's it, it's all I got for now. This has been a lot of fun. Oh, perfect. There you go, Joe Motion. So, yeah, I've known him since I was 18. So we're looking 20 years now. He's a good guy, and he's pretty funny. And he's got a pretty massive pop collection at this point. So, all right, well, Big Easy, Joe Motion, thank you guys. Anybody else out there who didn't jump in the chat, I appreciate you watching here tonight. I appreciate it. Please feel free to leave any questions or comments in the comment section. And I will be back with the low light review, hopefully in the next 24 to 36 hours. All right, you guys, have a good night, and Yojo.